and welcome, lovely viewers, to another episode of the Psychologist channel on YouTube. My name is Olurunke, and hope you've been having a lovely time. All this while, I haven't been having my videos posted. I've been really busy. This COVID-19 psychosocial support theme in Lagos State. All right, so trust you've been enjoying a very fun-filled day. Always remember to keep safe, please. My friends, despite the ease and the lockdown, don't forget there are lots of people with COVID-19 who are asymptomatic, all right, out there. So today, I will be talking about some psychosocial impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the males, on our men, both young and old. All right. So while studies have found that females are mostly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, you can check my previous video for the psychosocial impact of the COVID-19 on females, right? The men were not left out of the psychological effects of the coronavirus pandemic and the lockdown. At the initial presentation of this coronavirus in Nigeria and the lockdown order, men who have always been, free-spirited, always out there working or doing their own thing, they suddenly became individuals who were constrained within their home. They suddenly found themselves isolated and restricted to a place or an area for months on end. All right. Some then had to begin reflecting on their lives, probably as single guys, not having close relations or a close relationship with their members, not having family members near them, and then they started fearing the financial outcome of the pandemic on their jobs and businesses. They were also already suspecting possible job losses for those who are employed, probably in the private sector, and then the pay cuts that affected their financial responsibilities towards their family members, or even those that were not paid at all because they were let go. All of this, and even the thought of actually dying alone, not having your close family members near you, all of this were some of the psychological issues that impacted males at this point in time. And this male also began questioning their spirituality as they heard news of or witnessed death of loved ones and strangers both close and far. So this was a major source of uncertainties, discontent, frustration, distress, paranoia about their sources of livelihood being overly affected, anxiety, unprovoked anger, aggression towards their partners or even other people around them. Low self-esteem also came about, and even the manifestation of some depressive symptoms such as hopelessness, irritability, reduced energy to do things, to work, or to actually focus on their hobbies and all that, loss of interest in formerly pleasurable activities, change in eating habits and sleep pattern, and also eventual weight gain. At first, some of the individuals who are males that I've seen actually attested to this psychological symptoms, the psychological impact of the pandemic and the lockdown on them. So furthermore, with the lockdown in place, some men, due to their frustrations, their uncertainties about the future of their businesses, the future of their employment status, they began the use of psychoactive substance use. Okay, probably they started smoking excessively, drinking excessively, using of codeine, tramadol, all of that to cope in an unhealthy manner with the situation they are experiencing. And some who were using before, they actually increased their use. Hence, the increase also in the cases of marital conflicts and the domestic violence that we are hearing about being reported. Also, this has actually resulted in over 1,000 divorce filings awaiting court resumption right now. Okay, this psychoactive substance use has also led to some reckless behaviors, such as defilement of children, rape being reported on the news here and there, rape of grandmothers, 65-year-olds, mothers of children and all of them, males and females, being perpetrated most especially by men during this COVID-19 lockdown. And for those in the mental health sector caring for patients who have been infected with the coronavirus, these individuals actually experienced burnout. Okay, I expressed emotions for some of them as a result of the situation of the care and all of that. So how can all of this be managed? Firstly, during the lockdown and as it is being relaxed now, we should have it at the back of our minds as men that what has a beginning as an end. As we can see, a gradual return to our daily ways of life. Okay, so men will also find out that being in contact with people who mean a whole lot to them, either via calls, chat, physical contact, alleviates the stress of coping with this isolation, of actually coping with the result on the economic situation of the country and the resultant psychological issues. Some men will also discover that engaging their minds with activities such as reading books, watching movies, making calls to favorite people, for example, has also helped them to feel more relaxed and able to cope with whatever situation arises. Furthermore, clinical practice has also made us understand that having psychological resilience, which is generally said to be the ability to bounce back, to sustain or recuperate psychological well-being during or after facing stressful conditions or negative life experiences, is of great importance. Okay, so this psychological resilience in people can be developed by giving them that feeling of hope that everything will go back to being normal and controlled over the passage of time. For individuals who, as a result of this pandemic, resorted to the use of psychoactive substance use to cope in an unhealthy manner and who became addicted should seek psychiatric care to detoxify their system and also begin rehabilitation. It can be done, all right? You can get help for whatever you are actually experiencing right now. The psychotherapeutic care by clinical psychologists will also aid these individuals to remain clean and prevent a relapse from occurring. More so, these clinical psychologists can assist these affected men experiencing the psychological effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, as earlier mentioned, to attain psychological wellness by the use of series of psychological interventions. Do not hesitate, even as a man, to seek professional psychological help. All right? We are always there. We're always ready for you to come to us. We'll listen to you and then we'll walk around the situation together. So in summary, today I talked about some factors we have seen affecting men during this period of the pandemic. The psychological effects are the derivative of isolation, financial losses, unemployment, marital conflicts. Also the use of psychoactive substances to cope in an unhealthy manner with these issues. So the effect of such include uncertainties, despair, frustration, hopelessness, anxieties, aggression, and depressive symptoms, among other things. I also talked about how to manage the psychological effects during and post COVID-19. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching this episode where I've talked about some of the psychological effects of the coronavirus pandemic and the subsequent lockdown as they affected the male gender. If you have questions, do not hesitate to drop them in the comment box below or reach out to me on my Instagram or Twitter account at Psychologist. I look forward to receiving your various questions. Kindly encourage us by giving this episode a thumbs up. All right, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to enjoy more episodes discussing various issues as they affect our psychological well-being. You can also share this episode with your loved ones. Thank you once again for viewing and much love from your Psychologist. Bye.